um, how you was just, I've never seen you before on here. This is my first time actually scrolling through. And it took me years to actually talk about it. I didn't get closure till I was 35. I'll be 60 next year. And, I lived in a home in the 60s where you grew up with friends and your mother living with maybe her girlfriend with boys. And it was 5 of them. And, they did things to me that wasn't, you know, um, appropriate. And I was too scared, really too scared to say anything because we went to school together and they would tell me every day, we're going to kill you if you say something. And I really believed that they were going to kill me. I would walk across the street on the other side around the school to get into it because I was so afraid of them. And we
Okay,
all
so
lived. Go
one
ahead.
second. So to and Betty, we're gonna start from the beginning. Let's go back all the way back to this little girl. How
Hmm.
old is this girl?
I was 11 and they were grown. Some of them were 18, um, 20s, in their 20s.
I'm so sorry.
And in the midst of that, I would pee in the bed because I was so traumatized. And when I tell you this thing is real, today I have anxiety. And the only way I got out of it, the last time they tried it, I ran and I fought and I fell down in a hole. Because like I said, back in the 60s, you lived in a house that maybe the porch wasn't stable. And when I fell down in that hole, I broke my ankle. So I crawled to the truck stop where my mother was working, her and her friend. And she asked, and I was crying, and she asked me what was wrong. And I told her that I had sprained, broke my ankle, I think. And that's when I finally told her what had happened to me all those years. You yes, the mother tried to kill her kids, but the damage was already done.
Yes.
The damage was already done. And today, I have 3 kids. One is deceased. Rest in peace, TJ. And I'll tell my grandkids the story, and I'll always tell them if
Amen,
something
sister.
touch you, I don't care who it is, brother, mother, sister, cousin, father, you run and you tell somebody, you knock on doors, you do something. Just don't be silent. And if somebody said they gonna kill you, you still run and you tell. Because
Stop
see,
the cycle.
back
Mm.
then, you better not speak of nothing that go on. That's how it was.
Okay, so
Cause
two wings, I have a question. Can
uh-huh.
you take us back to the first time that it happened?
The first time that it happened, the first we had came home from school and I was getting ready to fix me something to eat. And the oldest one, his name was Leon.
Mm.
He made me go to the back. It was like a porch in the back. And um, now it was one of the brothers that never touched me. And he always just stood back and he would always say, don't do that to her. And his name was Jabbo. Now he was the only one that never touched me. But um, that's
Leon.
crap.
Leon told you to go to the back.
Yeah, and I went to the back. He made me go to the back, and Duck and the other brothers all followed. And so Leon made me suck his thing. He peed in my mouth, and the other ones was just fondling me and feeling on me and stuff.
I'm so
And
sorry.
you know, I would just go crawl up in my bed because that, like I said, these were some older houses and made of wood. They was the kind of houses that stood up off the ground. And it was only 2 rooms that I can remember was only 2 rooms. So I shared the rooms with the boys. And at night, they would come over my bed and touch me and tell me if I say anything, they're going to kill me, you know. And I really believed that they were going to kill me. I really believed in my mind that they were going to kill me. Never seen a gun, but you don't even think like that when you're that age.
Mhm. Right, you
And
don't. You just think.
11 was actually the age that it stopped. So we lived with them for about 4 years. So
And
from
your mom never had a clue.
I never said anything. I would go to the truck stop. She would always fix me honey buns, heated honey buns, and fried ham every day after school. I would after I they would do whatever they was gonna do. I'd go down to the truck stop and get me something to eat. I never parted my mouth because I was too scared. I was too scared,
Bless your heart.
you know. And after they did that to me the first time, it was just like, okay, they are going to kill me. So what do I do? What do you do as a child? That's why I'm so glad that we're living in a different time now. And
But you know what? Also, to win, like it's awareness when you tell your story. It's such a shame that um, did she freeze? It's such a shame that these young men knew how to intimidate you and to not, opening up. And they basically continued to force themselves on you and hurt you as much as they could because they knew that you weren't going to express or tell their secret. But today,
Mhm.
with us growing up and things that have happened and things that have been traumatizing to a lot of women as young girls, now we're grown women, and a lot of us are still holding on to that and not understanding that expressing that can actually save another life. Expressing that and bringing awareness can actually change somebody else's trajectory. Like you wasn't able to say, scream, or tell anyone, but the next young lady that we educate in here, she'll express herself.
Right.
She'll express herself. Or the next mom in here that don't think, maybe I should be asking my daughter, is she okay? There may be a mom that's sleeping on somebody's couch right now with her 2 little girls, and
Hmm.
her probably has 2 sons and don't even know that the sons may be, penetrating this young baby.
You're absolutely right. And it took, like I said, I was 35 when I got closure, and I
Hey,
called
Vidal.
that. I don't know how I got that brother's number, but I got his number. I called him, and I said, I just want to know why. He said, I can't tell
Doll,
you
if you
because
want to come up and tell your story again, I don't mind having you, the doll. I don't mind. Go ahead to win.
no, he just said, I asked him why. Why me? And this was the one that never touched me, that would always try to help me, but they was dogging him. So there was nothing he could really do. And he said he don't know why. He said, I don't know. All I know is that I always tried to help you. And he did. And just for me to hear this and for him to express how bad he felt for me, and knowing that we were both kids and he couldn't do anything to help me, it gave me closure. Because for a long time I hated men. And I just wanted them, I wanted to use and dog them, you know. You was never gonna tell me what to do, how to do it, and I'm gonna get what I can out of you. I wanted
Mm.
them to suffer. by all means necessary until I got that closure, you know?
And you know what's strange? A lot of our young people are judged because, oh, she sell her body, oh, she doing this, oh, she's on drugs, oh, she doing this. You don't even know why that child is doing this. You don't know that somewhere along the way someone broke this beautiful doll. This was a
Mhm.
beautiful, beautiful young girl going to school every day in her backpack, happy, singing nursery rhymes, skipping through the yard, and then someone broke her. She's a
But
broken doll, and no one stopped to fix. No one stopped to say, "Are you okay? Why are you acting out? What's going on?" Mom is washing underwear and looking the other way, smelling her clothes and looking the other way,
mhm.
allowing these things to happen to our poor little innocent children. And then these same little girls that's been touched and broken, they're at age 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 looking for the next fix. They've got a taste of sex because someone molested or raped them.
Mhm.
Now they're on the internet at 10, 11, 12 years old. They're looking in
Yep.
sex magazines. They're doing things that an ordinary young child wouldn't do because somebody has now poisoned their psyche.
Put it in a bowl. And me, I was
And
the
now they
opposite.
find drugs, they're running
I don't want
away, they're selling their bodies, and no one ever
Mhm.
stopped to say what's wrong.
You're absolutely right. But that made me the opposite. I ended up getting married, and but I didn't want when I was growing after that happened. I didn't want to have sex. I was the opposite. I shut down from it, and so once I got married, and someone asked if they still living. One of them is deceased. Car accident killed him. One of them, his hands, all his fingers are nubs.
The same fingers he used to touch all over your body's
Mhm.
nubs.
And then one of them is on crack.
And how's
So
Jabbo? How's Jabbo?
he's doing good. He's married with kids, and he lives in Florida. He lives in
So
Florida, and
so they all took your innocence. So God took one of their lives. He funded
hmm
you with all those fingers. God took his fingers. And
yeah,
then the other one, he's out of his mind now. He's on crack
yeah.
cocaine.
And rest in peace. My aunt married the one that was on drugs before. When she married him, he wasn't. Well, maybe he was. I don't know. But I told
Look
her.
at God.
I said um I told her what he did to me, what they did to me. And do you know he lied right in my face and said no, I didn't. She lying. She ended up divorcing him. But yeah, God is good. And
God
he
is
allowed me
amazing.
to start a book, and it's called Reverse the Curse. And I'm
Mm.
still working because it's gonna be 15 chapters, soft paperback book, but
You're writing a book that's called Reverse the Curse.
reverse the curse.
How long have you been writing this book?
I started in 16. I stopped after because my daughter passed. I stopped because I
Hmm.
had so much going on with the kids, getting custody and just going back and forth with them. But I just started back on it like last month. So I'm working on it now. I'm in the fifth chapter now. And
Ooh.
sometimes the writer's blank and I just have to sit down and I have to leave it alone.
But
And
hopefully, but
I
hopefully
tell my
continue to
story.
tell your story you remember. You just have to remember that beautiful child and where she was before it all started,
Right.
you know? And then you have to remember the first time, and you definitely got to remember the last time.
Last time. Yep. And
And
I
then
definitely,
those sleepless nights that you couldn't sleep because you knew they were coming under your
well,
covers.
I
You
still
got to
can't.
remember all of those.
And here I'll be 60 next year.
But
And I still
amen.
have, but God is good. And even if I can't sleep, He allowed me to go to sleep. But yeah, I
Amen.
still have somewhere you're going to have at least one thing that's going to still bother you, you know. But I've gone through a lot, and God has been there in the midst. And that's what my book is telling that story. It's telling my story, and it's also I'm inserting scripture in there showing
She's
how.
more than a conqueror. She's more than a conqueror. Yes, ma'am.
But yeah, I just want to, encourage anybody that is going through, go tell somebody.
Absolutely.
Don't believe that they didn't kill you then. You got away. That first time, don't go back around it if you can help it. Go tell somebody. Knock on somebody's door. Even if it had to be your best friend, go tell your best friend. Go tell your neighbor. Go tell somebody so they can get some help for you. Because I think I didn't have to go through that if I just knew that if I just spoke to somebody, even somebody at the school, that it would have been okay. But I didn't know. And now,
But not,
somebody else get up here because, honey, I'm one of these like that, a talker. I could
we
keep going
like to
about
talk. I
goodness.
like to talk. We like to talk over here.
Okay, baby, I thank you for having
Yeah.
me up. I hope
God
I was able
bless
to encourage somebody.
you. Yes. Please make sure you're following me before you leave, my love. And I appreciate you.
Yep, I'm following you, baby.
Thank you, my love. Stay in the room, okay?
Okay, I will.
All right. Thank you. All right. We have Pixie that's coming up, okay? Pixie, I'm going to bring you up. With your permission, I'm bringing you up.
Hello.
Hi.
Sorry, I'm in the dark, so I'm gonna cam down if
Okay,
that's
Pixie.
okay.
Yep, it's okay, my love. Nice to meet you, Pixie. I'm Empress Paris. Thank you for blessing my panel today. And we are more than grateful and gracious to have you. And you're here to share your story. This is my Woman Empowerment panel. This is where you bring awareness to different things that some people just really not aware of. And you can probably change a life or save a life with your story. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
My story starts when I'm around 4 or 5 years old. My mom was with a man for about 14 years. I thought he was my real dad. But turns out he's not. Anyway, Um, one time I was getting ready for school and I put on some jeans and like a tank top, and with no sleeves on, and I walked to the bus stop, and my mom's boyfriend at the time, I'm like a not a teenager, but close to being a teenager at this time. And he pulls up to the bus stop and he says, "What are you wearing?" And I was like, "Clothes." And he was like, "Make sure you come see me when you get out of school." So at that point, I knew I was like in trouble for what I was wearing. So I get home from school. He's waiting for me. He tells me to go to his room and he says, "Do you know what happens to girls that wear tight clothes like that?" And starts giving me this, conversation about what happens to girls. And then he says, "All right, well, I'm going to show you." And he starts telling me to take my clothes off and do all this stuff, like take off all my clothes. And he proceeds to molest me at that point. I just remember laying down and like literally physically feeling my body shake from my heart beating so hard. I could not believe nobody else in the house could hear how hard my heart was beating. Like I could hear it. So anyway, another time I went to school. I went to school and I was about to leave school. Oh, can you hear me?
I'm telling him to go out and go back in. Come out and go back in. We can hear.
Okay. So another time I
Okay,
was
so hold on for a second, Pixie. So when that happened, Did he not tell you to tell your mother?
Okay, so once I get further in the story, I guess you'll see why I didn't. Um, so basically, I went to school this one time because it happened again, and I'm calling my cousin to tell her that I'm running away if nobody comes to pick me up. He did it to me again. I did tell my cousin, but I guess with my mom's side of the family, they don't know what to do in situations like that. Like they have never gone through that type of trauma. They've never understood. Like, I don't know if they didn't believe me or what. But anyway, I did. I go to school and I used the phone in the office to call my cousin to tell her that I'm gonna run away. And they tell a counselor comes out and asks to speak with me. So they eventually get the whole situation out of me, and they go pick up my brothers and sisters from their bus stops. They take him to jail, and that's when my mom finds out. Um, I didn't find out until years later when I had to go to therapy from when he was coming out of jail. I had to go to therapy for a really long time just to find out that because of my trauma, I had locked a lot of things. My mind had blocked out a lot. Um, so I can't remember a lot of the pieces of my childhood, but while I was going to therapy, I started having like nightmares of things happening from way when I was younger, when I was 5 years old and stuff like that. So when I went to therapy with it, she said that it was actually my mind unlocking pieces of the trauma from me talking about it and bringing it all back out. So in actuality, he had been molesting and raping me since I was 5 years old until he went to jail.
Jesus.
And he had been threatening to kill my mom and my brothers and my sisters. If I did tell my mom, I can remember off the top of my head 3 occasions that I remember very well because I was older when they happened. And then I remember bits and pieces from when I was a child because I still don't remember a lot of my childhood. But he is out of jail now because they couldn't charge him with all of the previous crimes because there was no proof. They could only charge him for what he admitted to, which was the very last time.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then I had to see him in person during my brother's funeral. My brother got killed by police here in Atlanta. Uh, and there was a funeral. And I ended up briefly seeing his face again during that funeral. But I don't even remember what I felt,
So was this your
honestly. I
brother's
think I blocked that
biological
out too.
father? Was this your brother's
Yeah,
biological father?
I'm the only one that there's 4 of us. I'm the only one that has a different dad.
Gotcha.
I'm the oldest.
So what did that do to your mom's relationship when you exposed him at school and they took him off the jail? What happened with you and your mom's relationship?
Me and my mom got closer because she didn't realize what was happening to me, but
Thank you, Jesus.
I also didn't realize that he was actually doing the same thing to her.
Really?
Yeah, so it was like we just didn't know that about each other, so we ended up getting closer.
Thank
But
you,
had
God.
she known it was happening to me as well, it would have been a different situation, but she just never even imagined that that
So
was happening to me.
so this is a really blessing here for her. How many women in the comments that have had an encounter with a stepdad or a boyfriend and the mother resent you for the rest of your life? How many? Where the mom says you're lying on him, you gotta go. How many know of stories like that? This is a very interesting story here for her and her mom to actually get closer. Your grandson, yep, mm-hmm.
Yeah, she didn't know that that was happening to me, but in all actuality, like he was getting to a point where he was video recording the things that he was doing to her. He was beating her.
The big red.
He was threatening to kill her and everybody, which was very probable because he was very abusive. So it's not like we didn't believe it when he said he would, like, I still have scars on myself from when he used to beat me.
So he
So
was beating the whole house and then molesting you as well.
yeah, molesting and raping me.
Hey, Big Red. I'm so sorry, Pixie. So how have you conquered? Okay, you had therapy.
I
And
I've had therapy. I don't think that I have 1000% gotten over. I'm in my 30s now. I don't think that I have actually battled it. So, because I feel like parts of me is still blocking a lot of the things that happened. So I have a lot of trust issues when it comes to men. My sex life is affected in some ways, um, and in some ways it's not.
okay.
Um, I don't feel like I've actually dealt with it the way that I'm supposed to, and I'm not sure how I can do that because I don't even remember. I don't remember a lot of it. I just remember clearly the 3 times. I don't remember most of my childhood.
Oh Lord Jesus.
So I don't know how to move forward from that.
Now, did he scar you anyway? Are you still able to have beautiful children? Did he scar
I
you?
do. I have I do. I will say that my dog, I have one child. She's 15 years old. She travels around the world. She's in a different country right now over by Russia.
Beautiful.
She's been to several different countries. So like she's a highlight of my entire life. I am married now. I just got married in May. Um, so I possibly will have another child, who knows. Thank
Beautiful.
you.
So you
But
are allowing this man to love you, or do you still find it to be a little uncomfortable?
sometimes it's a little uncomfortable. But
Okay.
for the most part, like he is amazing to me. The way he treats me is amazing. The way he handles me as a woman, he treats me like I should be treated. Sometimes I think I'm in a mindset where I'll have like a flashback of something and I'll get scared and I'll shut down. But he kind of just works with me through that, you know?
That's beautiful. And that's what you deserve. God placed them in your life for a reason.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm still getting over that, and I would hope, that nobody else in here, that if anything was happening to you or your children, like don't just toss out what your child is saying to you as a lie. Don't just pass it as a lie. I would say investigate it. And for me, I was being honest, but I didn't tell my mother. Don't be afraid to tell your parents.
But
I would,
what my question is though, Pixie. Okay, so like we're little girls. I mean, mom does our laundry. As little girls, you have your innocence, right? We don't have any
yeah,
like a menstrual cycle. We don't have any of that stuff going on. So when something foreign enters our body, that means things are going to come out of it. Something foreign
yeah,
within, and your body wants to now reject that. And it's going to show in our underwear. It's going to show in our sheets. It's going to show. It's just going to be everywhere. Like how does so many moms miss that? How do they not see that? Like, even though you didn't tell your mom, how does mom miss that? What happened to your underwear that day? You get what I'm saying? What, like,
I see what you're saying. I think for if a man is trying to cover something up that he knows that he did wrong, there's lots of ways to get rid of the evidence.
true.
If you see blood in the girl's panties, you want to throw it out because you don't want the mother to see it, or you throw out the sheets and
True
buy
that.
new sheets, or there's different ways to
Yeah.
cover up what you're doing that's wrong. I also believe, from what I've heard from that side of the family, that he was also molested while he was a child.
Oh,
And I've been struggling to try to forgive, and I just don't think I'm there yet.
But see, this is what I don't understand either. It's like, it's such a shame these evil spirits jump off on people. Like, he was hurt as a child. He remembered that pain, the pain he endured, the fact that he was helpless and couldn't fight. But it's also a shame that that curse, that spirit jumped on him to where now he wanted to hurt a child. Although he remembered all that pain he had to endure, he wants to return that pain. Yeah, the cycle. It's such a shame. It's just a shame. It's sad. They're
Yeah,
mentally sick at that time. And you don't know, and
yeah,
again, you don't know how to call it. How do you call that? Like, someone did it to him. Now all he know is to return it.
yeah. I never really thought about it that deep. I've just been in this place where I've been trying to forgive and let myself heal. But like I said, I honestly don't believe that I can fully do that until I remember everything. I guess because there's so much unknown, I
Yeah.
can't I can't imagine moving on past this point. I feel like I'm as far as I can go right now with knowing as the little bit that I know, because everything is still so locked up and I don't know how to remember it. I don't think I can move past this point. I can't.
So you're yearning to know. Have you thought about being hypnotized?
I thought about it. I just don't know if it would work or what. I'm also scared to know because
Wow.
I'm scared to see what actually happened. So it's like I want to know, but at the same time I'm scared.
I know, but you have to make a choice. Do you want to heal, or do you want to just be confused? Do you want to heal?
I don't want to be confused. And I probably will look more into that, especially since I'm telling the story fully for the first time ever.
Thank you. I appreciate
Um,
you.
I probably will look more into the being hypnotized, because I think it is time for me to start trying to fully heal and really know what happened as I was a little girl.
You deserve to know, and it's gonna hurt, but then you're gonna heal because you
Yeah.
have, God has sent you a guardian angel to take care of you. That man is gonna make sure you're okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you for letting me up and hearing my story. I
Thank you, too.
appreciate it. It
I
helped
appreciate you
me.
too. Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty. All right, you guys. So, do you guys want to call it a night, or do we have time for one more? I'm sorry, I'm getting a little sleepy. You only remember parts of my childhood in photos. I think I fabricated my past through what I imagined. I'm sorry, Adrian. I'm blessed, Pixie. Blessings to Miss Wynn. Blessings to the doll. Um, just blessings to you guys, your mind, your body, your spirit, and your soul. The things that took place to you ladies, it can never be changed. It can never be forgotten. But the fact that you're slowly allowing yourself to heal, that is so important and very impactful. And some people say that they're survivors, and there's a lot of women that say, I'm not a survivor. And you conquered, you made it through, you're conquerors. And as a woman, I feel your pain, even though I haven't experienced it, but I can see you. I can see this innocent child fighting for her life. I can see his hand covering your mouth. I can see you screaming. I see it, and I can feel it. So for that, I can relate. I don't have to be there to know what took place. As women, we don't have to be in the room to know what took place. And I'm sorry for him. And Lord knows I'm just sad for the little girl that has to endure that, or the little boy. It's tough. It's tough. It's tough, and it's painful, and it's wicked. To those still struggling, counseling, counseling, counseling. Relationships make me super insecure. Trust me, and it's destroyed. It's a shame. Counseling, the doll. Counseling. You have to talk to somebody on a regular basis to try to push out some of those demons. Counseling. I love you guys. I do. Continue to pray for me as I pray for you. I'm going to go ahead and end the live. I'm a little tired for some reason, but I thank you guys for sharing your stories. We'll have more lives like this. If you guys want these conversations, this is what I'm here for. I'm going to bring them to you because no one else will. So I got you. I got you. Oh, Dallas. What are you reliving some things, Dallas? And everyone that don't follow me, please make sure you follow me. I really appreciate it. Thank you, KX. Thank you, Gemini. Thank you, and thank you. Thank you, Gemini girl. I am so yeah. So we can do this again tomorrow, you guys, when I log on. If you guys want to have one woman empowerment where we have more conversations like this, we can. I'm more than willing to be here for you guys as a sounding board. No judgment. No judgment. Dallas, are you okay, baby? Yeah, push through, babe. Are you okay? We can help each other as well. Absolutely, Adrian knows. That's what we're going to do in this room. So God bless you guys. You can inbox me, Dallas, and relax, sis. And yeah, inbox me so we can have a conversation. God is pineapple. I'll go into an audio for you guys because I have a lot of work to do and I kind of want to get to it. I can go to audio or whatever. It just hurts. I know it does, sis. Sitting pretty to my no. I'm so tired sitting pretty. I gotta get to work. I got a lot of packages that I still need to get out. Thank you. You are tired because this stuff is it is, Adrian. It hits you hard. It does, because you have to really, when someone is telling a story like that, you have to actually picture it. You got to put yourself there. And then you have to feel their pain, and then you get anxious and your stomach gets sick, and then it just a lot of feeling starts. It's a lot. It's a lot. It does. I love you, Adrian knows. Thank you, Seven. Thank you. Timo, we can tell the story. You want to try for it to tomorrow? Would you be okay to tell it tomorrow, Timo, if you don't mind, baby? Thank you. We can do this tomorrow. Women empowerment tomorrow, okay? Yes, talk about it is very healing. Yeah. I'm tired of food. I know, sitting pretty. It's time for us to rest. I would love to. Okay, Rika and Mommy. I would love to have you, Rika and Mommy. Ladies, let's find the strength. It's time. It's time for you guys to conquer this. Let's start getting it out. Let's get it out. And your testimony is gonna save somebody else. Your testimony is gonna give another mother some insight to talk to her daughter. Your testimony is gonna have some little young girl in here saying, you know what, I need to speak up. Trust me, don't keep this to yourselves. Although it's a tragic thing that happened, it's also a blessing that can be bestowed on somebody. Forgiveness starts tomorrow. Get ready, babies. Yes. Sad loving sounds like me. Thank you so much, Adrian knows. I will. Thank you, Adrian knows. Thank you. All right. Love you guys and be blessed.